Dear learners, welcome to Untitled Digital University. Today's lesson on quiz type questions on English literature for all competitive examinations. First question: who are the followers of New Criticism? T.S. Eliot, F.R. Lewis, and I.A. Richards are the followers of New Criticisms. Two famous allegories in English literature are their Pilgrim's Progress and the Fairy Queen. Who is the Cavalier poet? Robert Herrick is the Cavalier poet. To Daffodil is a famous poem written by Robert Herrick, written by. Who are called famous symbolists? William Blake and W.B. Yeats are called famous symbolists. Who is called the father of English prose? John Wycliffe is called the father of English prose. Who is the founder of English prose? Alfred the Great is the founder of English prose. Who is the father of English learning? Venerable Bade is the father of English learning. Who is the father of English prose? John Wycliffe is the father of English prose. Who is called the morning star of Renaissance? John Wycliffe is called the morning star of Renaissance. Who are Chaucer's contemporaries? Langland and Wycliffe were the Chaucer's contemporaries. Who is called the father of English poetry? Geoffrey Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. Who established the first English printing press? William Caxton established the first English printing press. Which is the first printed anthology of English lyrics? Tottel's Miscellany is the first printed anthology of English lyrics. Who wrote Utopia? Sir Thomas More wrote Utopia. Thomas More was famous. কিসের জন্য ফেমাস ছিলেন থমাস মুর? Essayist in Renaissance period. The Styx written by Seneca is the story of revenge. It is a story of revenge. Who is called the father of metaphysical poetry? John Donne is called the father of metaphysical poetry. Who is called the father of English essays? Francis Bacon is called the father of English essays. Who is called the father of English drama? Nicholas Udall is called the father of English drama. First drama in English literature, Ralph Royster is first drama in English literature. Who is called the father of tragedy? Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton are called the father of tragedy. First tragedy in English, Gorboduc or Ferrex and Fortix. Who is called the father of sonnets? Sir Thomas Wyatt is called the father of sonnets. Who is called the father of English novel? Henry Fielding is called the father of English novel. Thomas Kitt কি লিখেছেন? First English revenge tragedy. Renaissance means rebirth. A silent feature of the Renaissance is humanism. Who was the greatest dramatist before Shakespeare? Christopher Marlowe was the greatest dramatist before Shakespeare. Whose comedies are known as comedy of humor? Ben Jonson. Who was the greatest dramatist of English literature? Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist of English literature. Who is called the Bath of Avon? Shakespeare is called the Bath of Avon. Who wrote All's Well That Ends Well? Shakespeare wrote All's Well That Ends Well. Dear learners, আজকের কুইজ টাইপ এই কোশ্চেনগুলো এখানে শেষ করছি। এই কোশ্চেনগুলো আপনাকে ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের শর্ট কোশ্চেন অ্যান্সার করা এবং টোটাল লিটারেচারের ভিতর মোস্ট ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট যে টার্মসগুলো বা মোস্ট ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট যে পয়েট, তারপর পোয়েম, ট্র্যাজেডি, ড্রামা, এভরিথিং ইউ ক্যান লার্ন এবং বেস ফ্রম. So it is very essential to you. All of you should learn it properly. আমি step by step I will give you. Next class, quiz type questions on English literature for all competitive examinations. This is part on. This is part on. It is a series. So I will give step by step. আজকের মতো এখানে শেষ করছি. আগামী দিনে নতুন একটি সিরিজ নিয়ে পার্ট 2 নিয়ে আসছি এবং সেখানে আরও ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু কোশ্চেন্স এবং শর্ট কোশ্চেন থাকবে ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের উপরে. বিদায় নিচ্ছি এই মুহূর্তে.